Okay, today in our basic networking skills, I'm going to show you how to terminate a Category 5, 5E, or Category 6 cable to an RJ45 keystone. This happens to be RJ6 platinum grade cable. We have a cable tester. This particular one is a TrendNet TCNT2. This is not just a cable tester, but it's also a tone generator for finding your cables in the network. A Paladin cut and strip tool. If you don't have one of these, I highly suggest it. They're dirt cheap on Amazon. I think Home Depot's got them. They're pretty easy to find. This thing is well worth its price. I don't even remember who made this particular 110 and Krone punch down tool. It's got a Krone blade, 110 blade. There's some differences between the Krone and the 110. You'll be working with 110s, and if you see the verbiage on it, it says cut on the one side of the blade. You can see there's this tip. That's your cutting blade. That faces towards the outside of your wire. I'll show you how that works. Your keystones are going to vary by manufacturer and by type. This is an RJ45 shanks on, and you can see up close, I don't know if that's picking it up well enough, but it actually says Category 6 there. There's an A and a B format listed on the side, and the other side, it's only one format, works for both. If you look at the lettering, it says A1, B1, B is on the bottom, and we always, or at least I always wire to the B standard. Most people I know do, although there are some, obviously there's two standards, so some people must wire to the A standard. I'm going to show you how to wire to the B. So if you look at your Paladin tool, you can see that scale. Use that to measure how much wire to strip. That hole there is where you want to strip to. So we just roughly measure out our wire, open up the tool, insert the wire in the tool, and spin it to score the outer jacket, and the inner jacket's not cut. The pull wire, or the pull string, I don't do anything with other than tuck it out of the way. Now you can see on the B standard, we have orange, orange, white, green, green, white on this side. So we start with the orange and orange, white, green and green, white. We're going to separate these wires. So they kind of go in a row. Orange, orange, white, green, green, white. On your keystone, wire them up so that your green, white is in the pocket. The wires are somewhat centered. On the last, you don't have a whole lot protruding here. And then insert the green in the next one. We're just going to run them in by hand at first. Now your wires are sitting down like that. Okay, so now we take our 110 punch down tool with the cut side on the outside and we punch it down like that, each wire. And you can see each wire is punched down firmly. I do have this little center divider that separates the wires that's left over. That's something you're going to see in Category 6. I have never seen it in any kind of Category 5. My entire career, I've been doing this now professionally since, wow, 1999. So at this point, 18 years full-time working in systems administration or some sort of IT endeavor. And I have never once seen Category 5 with that separator. It's not saying that it doesn't exist, but as far as I'm aware, that separator is specific to Category 6 cable. I am separating the brown, white, blue, white wires the same way I did with the other wires on the other side. And I'm matching the color code that's on here. And then on this particular keystone, the blue, white goes into the end first, and then the blue, and then the brown, white. Or you can call it brown, white, brown, I don't really care. And then I'm having a little problem lining up the brown only. There we go. Okay, now we're ready to punch those down. I don't know if you noticed that, but with that cut blade pointed outside, when I punched it down, it shoved the wire firmly seated against the contacts and it trimmed off any excess wire. That's why we do that. So now we're fully punched down, and to keep the keystone or the cable from trying to back off the keystone, we put the backing plate that comes with the keystones on. Just simply press and click. And that's one completed keystone. Okay, now we're going to wire the plug end. Make sure you've got the plug end type that matches your type of cable. Category 5 and Category 6 uses different plug-ins. You can use a Cat 5 end on a Cat 6 cable, but it won't be proper, won't be certifiable, and it just won't, it's not as likely to run at full speed like you'd want it to. We've already trimmed back the wire and separated them. Unlike the keystone, I want to make absolutely certain that I have that separator out of the way. So I'm just going to take a utility knife, make sure I'm nowhere near the wires, and I'm going to cut that separator out. I believe the numbering on the standard is T568B, but don't take my word for that. Google it. But I can tell you what the order is. It's orange, white, orange, blue, white, green, green, white, blue, brown, white, brown, with the hook underneath. So we're simply going to arrange these in the proper sequence. And there you go. Orange, white, orange, green, white, blue, blue, white, green, brown, white, brown. I can't show you without separating, or maybe I can. I like to cover that much up and then trim it off. Come on, you. So we've got nice flush ends, and then we simply feed the cable in until the wires are right at the end of the contacts. And if you see, the sizing that I had there puts that jacket just inside of the connector. You'll need an RJ45, RJ11 crimp tool. It doesn't have to include RJ11. The one I have does. It's for working with Ethernet and telephone. You've got 8P and 6P. 6P is for telephone, 8P is for Ethernet. You simply slide the connector into the hole marked 8P, squeeze the handles all the way, and then release. Now you're crimped. In order to test this, I have a known good tested. Oop, that's not gonna work. Okay, folks, I have to do something a little different. I apparently took the battery out of this one. I use a rechargeable on this. I have another much cheaper cable tester, but it does work. It just doesn't give me as much information as that other one does, and it doesn't give me a code generator. We're going to show you that the jump cable here is good. And you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, we're good. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to plug my new, there's my keystone, there's my new terminal in. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They all match up. So that's what it is. All right, that will carry gigabit signal, at least throughout the house. Now, if you're going to be carrying signal a lot further than that, you're going to want higher end diagnostic equipment to certify that your cable is going to carry that signal. But for the function that I'm showing you here, this will work. All right, folks, that's it. That is how you terminate Category 5 and Category 6 Ethernet cables. Now, get out to your shop, get busy, get productive, be safe, but most of all, be blessed. This is Dave, and I'll talk to you later.